It's the 3rd of February 2020, and let's put this Bitcoin top formation myth out the window. I want to reflect on the fact that Bitcoin dominance has broken below this massive top formation. It is a big important change because Bitcoin prices are going up and Bitcoin dominances are dropping. Rather than Bitcoin prices going up and Bitcoin dominance rising with it, Bitcoin prices going down, Bitcoin dominance going down. Now we've had a shift, and we're measuring that shift over in the bull market watch. And we can see here that today we have 29 markets in alert status over on Binance, and we have 23 markets on hold status already. And if you're interested in that, head over to the website Introtocryptos.ca. If you're new to trading, get the free training. Find out what we're about here. This isn't a sales pitch on this free training. You'll actually have to do homework. And then if you want more and you see that this is helpful for you, we do have services. Our training that comes with it is free, but the work that goes along with trading is daily. It takes a lot of commitment, and we take a lot of that load off of you. If you are an aspiring trader and you're looking to get those habits built, then the bull market watch is something you should consider. Let's jump in directly into our relative strength index, and what I'm watching for is for this uptrend. And I was saying in the episode the other day, I'm expecting this is going to come back eventually and recorrect on its way up into the major uptrend. And this is what I'm watching for now, right at the very top of this. So let's zoom in on our time frames and see what they're telling us. See if we get some divergences here that we might be able to put our teeth into. For certain, we've got a stronger divergence building up here. We have this big trend line here that if it pulls back, that would be a normal part of the uptrend for this RSI to pull its way back to these levels, retest from here, and then work its way up into a big overbought move up. Doesn't say that it can't just do it right from here. It may, but let's zoom into a closer time frame and see what they're telling us. Aside from this divergence, here that divergence gets stronger now, where we've got the higher highs, and 3 times now the RSIs come up to here. Yesterday, it was looking like we were going to be taking off from there and moving up, but now we have an exhaustion wick candle here, and that gives us almost like a double top inside this instead of the ascending wedge. So now the ascending wedge, if we are going to blast higher, it will look like a top formation as it's forming out. So I'm really keen to be documenting things like this as it's unfolding, so that we know it for next time. As any kind of ascending wedge sets up, we know what patterns we're looking for in all of these indicators. Let's just zoom in a little bit closer, because the last few days I said that this is going to be that snap up. We're going to come down to these levels and it's going to snap up. But now we're down to the levels where going down below this, there's no more snap left. It's broken. And we've gone below the 1, 2, 3 top formation here. That would be more significant and still has chance for a wick. So any trading you're doing here has got to be a small position just to start off with, and we'll see how it plays out. Let's zoom in now to see if we're getting divergence, steady bottoms along here. What's going on doesn't really tell me much. As I get into the closer time frames, it's less useful for me, but this is less ranging. It's more of a triangle here. And let's watch to see what happens, because as this is pulling up, this is really the earliest indicator of a potential for this to turn around and give us the beginning of something. And the potential that if we're coming down into these levels, it's more clear to us because we've come to such a point to the triangle. Now we can have entries and exits really close together and do our risk control a little better. Let's see what the other indicators are saying, because I got to finish up this video and jump into the next one I've got set up. This is the weekly volume. I love that sound in the background of Bitcoin buying. The daily buying volume, it's kind of decreased across this point as we're moving along, and I'm just wanting to map it out as we go. This is good though, where we've got buying, good solid buying again. There's no negative divergences in this that shows the buying is running out of steam. This still shows that overall it's buying volume going in here, and this is doubters now pushing the edges here. So we'll see if this wicks and turns around. Can the indicators give us a heads up early warning? There's not a lot of dumping volume along in here. A little bit of it, but overall it's buying. Not as strong as we had through this range. Let's zoom in. this is where I'll be watching with the other indicators to see if the volume is coming in positive or negative. So through this last little bit, since we rung the bell here, whatever happened here, the buying or selling has changed, right? We were going into buying, and then after that, we've been into steady selling. So that insight is important as we're easing off of this edge of the top formation. So right here on the 15-minute time frame, as this is unfolding and dumping and we see it getting deeper, all right. Now if it spikes back down, but we don't get it going with much deep volume, then, right, or if it switches over to positive now as we're building up here, those are really good because we're on such an edge. How about the MACD? What are we saying here? Weekly view is still up. So for the rest of it, it's all just a bunch of conversation as this is telling us that we've hit a bottom. It is going to be going up even if we wiggle around a bit. So let's zoom in to see. The first thing that catches my eye is that we have lower highs on these histograms and that the daily is crossed to the negative and almost crossing to the negative here. So that would be pretty bearish in the short term if that were to happen. So now as we zoom in on this time frame from the daily to the 12-hour time frame, now I'm getting a bigger sense of that divergence again here. And I don't like calling a bearish divergence except when it's here. And I don't want to deny it when I'm seeing this top formation set up. And this has crossed the negative in the 12-hour time frame. So we've got the bearish divergence. We've got a bearish divergence here on the RSI and on the MACD on the 12-hour time frames. In the 4-hour, it's much the same, where we've got that parallel trend line down and the 4-hour, right, doing that parallel trend line down on the relative strength index as well. And this is what I'm expecting from the relative strength index, is that it comes down and then springs up from these positions here. So this is going to tell us a lot now, the length of these histograms. As this histogram lengthens and we are breaking lower, this is flaring wider. That is confirming the sell, especially when we add it to the on-balance volume and the relative strength index. Now, as I zoom into the 1 hour, I'm looking for the first curves one way or the other, and that widens my eyes because it is a flaring wider negative, and we have deeper histograms here. So this is not showing that we are getting a positive divergence as we're building up across this bottom. On the contrary, we're getting lower crosses and lower crosses all the way along, and we haven't got the cross that builds us up and takes us off of this yet. So should this cross on the 1 hour time frame, that would be good, but it isn't looking good at the moment. In fact, we can see that candle increasing. Let's go on to the next indicator and get more verification. Here we are in the weekly Ichimoku Cloud. We're just twist to the negative here. And prices have given us 2 weekly wicks on this candle. We're early in the week yet, but when we go into the daily and we're seeing this reversal wick, that's important. So as this is going along, it's still okay. It could go sideways. This would all be fine for holding a position. It's not giving us a sell signal. The 4 hour time frame, however, though, it is going back and forth between sell signal and buy signal now. Our first stages of it crossed blue under red. Now it's crossed back over again. So let's zoom in a couple more time frames and see if there's any insight. Negative on the hourly, and the cloud is just twisting negative. So that is a confirmed sell signal here setting up in the hourly on the Ichimoku Cloud. Let's go into the weekly view of the Bollinger Bands. Here is our third weekly candle up above the midline, and it's giving us a little bit of red now. But it really didn't get up into the mean reversion area here on the daily time frame. Let's go into the 12-hour. No, it came up into the mean reversion as we saw yesterday and sideways, and now giving us a bit of the sell signal. 4 hour is narrow band way up into a definite mean reversion sell signal as it came and burst out of this, and everybody was going, yay, 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 it's looking so bullish. It was actually a very perfect sell signal for the Bollinger Band mean reversion sells. And here we go, breaking down below that top formation as we speak. Now, I don't know how deep it's going to go. This isn't what this is going to tell us, and I'm not imagining very much. Let's see as it unfolds. All right, so as this unfolds, we'll continue watching the standard deviations here to see if we are going to get a rejection here and then the big takeoff. And as that unfolds, I'll do another video to see what is the changes in our indicators that should be telling us that that is actually happening rather than this top formation feeling that we're getting right now. Now, the next thing I want to close off with, I want to reflect on the fact that Bitcoin dominance has broken below this massive top formation. There's no way to know if it's going to just dip down and then go back up, as who knows, but it is a big important change because Bitcoin prices are going up and Bitcoin dominances are dropping. Rather than Bitcoin prices going up and Bitcoin dominance rising with it, Bitcoin prices going down, Bitcoin dominance going down. Now we've had a shift. And we're measuring that shift over in the bull market watch as things are unfolding. And we can see here that today we have 29 markets in alert status over on Binance, and we have 23 markets on hold status already. That is 50 odd markets that are now ready for the bull wave coming up in cryptocurrencies. It is starting. We can see the momentum of the bullishness starting, and we can see the bearishness easing off as we go along here. And I'm going to sign off because I'm going into this spreadsheet to write up a filter. We had a question from one of our guys in the Bull Market Watch subscription, and he asked, because I mentioned here that we're up to 29 alerts and we got 23 holds. And yesterday we had 19 holds and we had 22 alerts and 19 holds. But this doesn't really tell us which are the coins that turned from alert to hold and which are the coins that came up from neutral into new alert status here. We had a shift over. And so I'm going to write a filter in our spreadsheet to pull out that data because it's there. It's just a matter of writing a filter so that we can get that stuff. And if you're interested in that, head over to the website Introtocryptos.ca. If you're new to trading, get the free training. Find out what we're about here. This isn't a sales pitch on this free training. You'll actually have to do homework. And then if you want more and you see that this is helpful for you, we do have services. Our training that comes with it is free, but the work that goes along with trading is daily. It takes a lot of commitment, and we take a lot of that load off of you. If you are an aspiring trader and you're looking to get those habits built, then the Bull Market Watch is something you should consider. Come to the website, take the free training, and learn more about what we're doing. Now, I am jumping off here, and good luck in all of your Bitcoin trading. I am super keen to see what unfolds from this formation as our indicators are pulling out now. Really amazing stuff here. We've got some exact clear spots to be watching in our relative strength index. We've got some clear things in our MACD to be watching. We can see exactly what's happening in the Ichimoku Cloud and over in the Bollinger Bands, where we had that phenomenal Bollinger Band sell signal yesterday. Awesome stuff. Great to have you along. Thank you so much for joining over on our Discord chat and bringing up these questions. I love the conversation. It goes on all day. If you are just watching this video, be sure to come and join us on Discord. The conversation goes on. The chart continues to unfold. Cheers. Bye for now.